So the first of all, before I clarify my presentation, I would like to pay my high respect to all valuable monks. And good morning, teacher. Good morning, friends. Today I have to make presentation as a video, and subject talk about the methodology in language teaching. And for me, I am responsible chapter 10. Project work means to promote language and contents as an individual. And for my hard slide, there are a lot of content, so I skip it. I don't want to read. After finish my video presentation, I will send the slides to teacher. So come back to my presentation. I feel that for chapter 10 it hard for me, so I understand some point, I understand some other point, I don't know the meaning. I thought that it hard to understand for me. I'm sorry. And for this slide I do it already, and I read some point and some other maybe explain a little bit. So please go to together introduction. Everybody please pay your attention a bit. Introduction, right now increasing numbers of language educators have turned to content-based instruction and project work to promote meaningful student engagement with language and content learning. By integrating project works into content-based classroom, educators create vibrant learning environments that requires active students' involvement, stimulate higher level thinking skills, give students responsibility for their own learning. It means that for this point, it focuses on the learner that they learn English, because English is the special language, international language, second language, and excellent language. That as we are the people, as we are learner, have to know it, can speak, can write, can understand. Because when we know English, we easy to go, we easy to journey, easy to travel to anywhere. Because we can speak English, we can make communication with friends around us. And second slide, a rationale for content-based instruction. To employs awesome text readings materials which require students not only to understand information but to interpret and evaluate as well. A forum in which students can respond orally to reading and lectures materials. Academic writing follows from listening, and reading requires students and synthesize facts and ideas from multiple sources as preparation for writing. I just read because it allows over 10 slides. Okay. Project works as a natural extension of content-based instruction. Alternatives mean of assessment, apprenticeship learning, cooperative learning, integrated skills, instruction, project work, scaffolding, strategy training, and use graphic organizers. A visible option for language educators working in a variety of instructional settings, including general English, English for academic purpose, English for specific purpose, English for occupational, vocational, professional purpose, in addition to pre-service and in-service teacher training. The primary characteristic of project work. Number one, it focuses on content learning rather than one specific language targets. Number 2, student center through the teachers plays a major role in offering support and guidance through the process. Number 3, cooperative rather than competitive student works on their own in small groups as a class to complete the project, sharing resources, ideas and expertise along the way. Number 4 leads to the authentic integrating of skills and processing of information from varied sources, mirroring real-life tasks. Number 5, oral presentation, a poster session, a bulletin board display, a report, a stage performance. Number 6, potentially motivating, stimulating, empowering, challenging. Okay, next slide. Project works and its various configuration. Project-related activities. There are 3 types of projects. Structure projects are determined, specified, organized by the teacher's term of the topic, materials, methodology, and presentation. Unstructured projects are defined likely by students themselves. Semi-structured projects are defined and organized in part by teachers and students. Next slide. Incorporating projects worked into the classroom. Activities in a more traditional classroom requires multiple stages of development to succeed. The revised model gives easy to manage structure to project work and guide teachers and students in developing meaningful projects that facilitate content learning and provides opportunity for explicit language instruction at critical moments in the project. Next slide. Developing projects in language classroom to encourage. Number 1, to encourage. There are 6 points. Number 1 until number 6. Encourage students to use language to learn something new about topics of interest. Number 2, to prepare students to learn subject matter through English. Number 3, to expose student content from a variety of informational sources to help them improve their academic, language, and study skills. Number 4, to provide students with contextualized resources for understanding language and content. Number 5, to stimulate the rigors of academic source in sheltered environment. Number 6, to promote student self-reliance and engagement with learning. And about the step, next slide. Step 1, student and instructor agree on a theme for the project. The instructor gives students an opportunity to share the project and develop some sense of shared perspective and commitment. While shaping the project together, students often find it useful to make reference to previous readings, video discussions, and classroom activities. Step 2, students and instructors agree that determine the final outcome. Students and instructors consider the nature of the project, its objectives, and the most appropriate means to culminate the project. In this second stage of project, students looked hard in defining the nature of format of debate and design narrowing the intended audience. Next slide. Step 3. Students and instructors agree structures the project. Question the student should consider as follows. What information is needed to complete the project? How can information be obtained? A librarian search, interview, letter, fax, email, the World Wide Web, field trip, viewings of video. How will the information once gathered be compiled and analyzed? What role does each student plays in the evolution of the project? Who does what? Next slide, step number 4. Instructors prepare students for language the demand of information gathering. The instructors can then plan language instruction activity to prepare students for information gathering tasks. Example like students are going to collect information by means of interview. The instructors might plan exercises on question formation, introduce conversational gambits. Step number 5, next slide. Students gather information, having practiced the language skills and strategy needed to gather information. Students are now ready to collect information and organize it so that others on their team can make sense of it. The project highlighted here, students reread course reading in search for relevant material, use the librarians to look for new support, wrote letters to political party to determine their stand to the issue. Under consideration, looks into finding organization supporting or opposing some aspect of their proposition. Number 6. Next slide. Step number 6. Instructor prepares students for language demand of compiling and analyzing data. After successfully gathering information, students are confronted with the challenges of organizing and synthesizing information. The instructors can prepare students for the demands of the compilation and then evaluate, analyze. Step number 7, students compile and analyze information. A variety of organizational techniques, including graphic organizer, student compiles and analyze information to identify data that are particularly relevant to the project. Student team weight the values of the collected data, discarding some because of their inappropriateness for the projects and keeping the rest. Next slide, step 8. Instructors prepare students for the language that demand of presentation of the final product. Instructors can bring in language improvement activity to help students succeed with the presentation of their final products. Practicing oral presentation skills and receiving feedbacks on voice, projection, pronunciation, organization of ideas, and eye contact. Step 9. Student present final product. Students are now ready to present the final outcome of their project. In the American election project, students stage their debates in front of audience, following the format previously agreed upon. The audience voted on the persuasiveness of each political party, and a winner was declared. Step 10, next slide. Students evaluate the project. The presentation of the final product as the last stage in the product work process. Students can reflect on the language they master to complete the project. The step they follow to complete the project and the effectiveness of their final product. Through this reflective activity, students realize how much they have learned, and teachers benefit from students insight for future classroom projects. And the last slide, the last slide is conclusion. Content-based instructions and project work provides two means for making English language classrooms more vibrant environment for learning and collaboration. Project work, however, need not be limited to content-based language classroom classes. Project center on American election, demography, peace education, syllabus design, methodology, student of varying student and needs can benefit from the empowering experience that result from participation and collaboration in projects. So, according to what I understood in this chapter, the writer focused on the learner's English language. The learner English language. They focus the teacher and student. The student and teacher cooperate with each other. If they want to get more improve their language, they must cooperate with the teacher and especially the student, because the teacher, before they try to share something with student or with other, they try to make research a lot of until they know well, until they understand clearly about the function, about the meaning of the English language. Then they decided to share to the next generation, because the next generation, we can compare that their brains like the white paper, So as we as teacher, when we understand, when we collect a lot of information from anywhere already, we can share to them, we can share to the next generation. They get a lot of information from the teacher, from the sharer, because the student, they don't know anything, they know a little bit, they follow us. So before we share as a teacher, before we share something with student, we have to prepare everything like what I wrote, what I explained a bit already, and then you ask students to do, and especially the learner or student must try together and try to catch the knowledge up from the teacher, because teacher tried the best already, the teacher has experience already. Then they share, after they share, when we heard, when we studied already from them, you can practice, you can follow from the teacher until you know, until you understand what the teacher share. And English language, the knowledge is very important. When we know English, when we can speak English, or when we can understand, we can catch the meaning, knowledge, when we understand, when we have knowledge enough in your body, in your brain, we can use your knowledge, to do something, because knowledge can guide us, can make our body, can make our behavior like politely. So I don't want to talk longer than this. I just summarize a little bit from chapter 10, what I understood from this chapter. And if something wrong, if it has something wrong or not important or it's not good for some point or any point, please forgive me, teacher and everyone. When you, if you spend the times to watch this video and then you shot that this point is not good, it's not bad, it's not good, relies on your understanding, and forgive me, forgive everything for me. I don't want to be wrong, I really want us to be right, but I try the best already. And thank you, honorable and goodbye teacher, thank you teacher, and thank you friend that all of you spend the special times to watch this video. Thank you, good luck together.